Hello.
Hi.
I see you've got a new power harrow.
Yes, we have completely revised the folding power harrow range. Here you can see the new LION 103 C series with working widths of 4 and 5 meters. They're of course also available on their own. Here they are in combination with the AEROSEM FDD. How did you notice them?
The design looks very compact.
A lot has happened. We have made some major changes to the headstock in particular. What is it that you're looking for?
At the moment I use a working width of 3 meters, but for planting maize in the spring, I would like to have more output.
Then I suggest we take a closer look at this machine. As I mentioned earlier, the main changes are to the headstock. Here we have an integrating folding frame. Many competitors use a shaped tube in front of the rotor beam to fold the machine. And this was also the case with our previous model. That's gone now. The folding mechanism acts directly on the rotor beam, so we have been able to save more than 15 centimeters on the overall length of the machine. This also brings about an improved center of gravity. The bearing spacing is now larger on the rotor beam hinge bracket, so it offers more reliability.
I don't see any hydraulic cylinders.
That's right. The cylinders have been integrated into the headstock and are underneath. There are 2 folding cylinders on each side. When folded out, like this, the cylinders are retracted and are protected from dust and dirt. This also enhances reliability.
The soil I work with varies a great deal, so the rotor speed are very important to me. Have you installed a manual gearbox?
We've not installed a manual gearbox on this series, nor do we have interchangeable gears. But we have revised the entire drivetrain. We actually operate at full speed as far as the central gearbox, where there's no speed reduction to rotor speed. The speed is not stepped down until we reach the external gearbox. The big advantage is that you have lower torque loads because the drive shafts are running at full speed. In the external gearbox, the speed is reduced to 342 RPM from a PTO speed of 1000 RPM. The great advantage of our machines is that the entire series is designed to operate over the whole range of PTO speeds.
Even for 540?
Yes, from 540 to 1000 ECO they can all be used.
That's great. What is it like in difficult soil conditions? Will I get enough tilth?
On the previous series of rigid power harrows, we had 3.3 rotors per meter of working width, or 4 rotors. For this series, we've gone to 4 rotors per meter of working width as standard to ensure sufficient fine soil is produced.
And what about stones?
As far as stones are concerned, we have to take a look at our Tine Rotors. These are extremely important. Our rotor beam is equipped with a double base, which means there's a very small gap between the tines and the rotor beam. We refer to this as an integrated tine rotor system. This has the advantage that neither crop residues nor stones can become jammed in this narrow area. This means you're definitely on the safe side here regarding stones.
That's cool. How can I set the working depth on this machine?
We've given a lot of thought to the setting options in order to make them as convenient as possible. The working depth is easy to adjust from each side. The whole system works using a push rod. This means you have an additional scale from 1 to 12 to cover the full range. Because we're already at the settings, right next to it there's also the leveling board adjustment, also here with numbered scale and secured with a bolt. A nice side effect on PÖTTINGER power harrows is that the leveling board is linked to the rear roller. When adjusting the working depth of the power harrow, you don't have to change the height of the leveling board every time.
Do I have to climb into the machine so that I can adjust the depth over the whole working width?
No, like I said, everything can be adjusted conveniently from the side. No need to do gymnastics to get into the middle or anywhere else. The push rod also adjusts the central area and the leveling board as well. Everything is really convenient.
Yes, a very nice solution. The machine is available in working widths up to 5 meters. What can you say about ground tracking?
Ground tracking is included. As standard, the 4-meter machine can adapt to the ground 15 to 20 centimeters upwards. Likewise on the 5-meter machine. The whole system is regulated by a pressure accumulator which has its pressure built up directly during the folding sequence. The driver doesn't have to worry about that, however, because it works automatically.
I see. And on our narrow roads, what about transport width?
That's where the integrated folding frame comes into a class of its own. The transport width is only 2.55 meters, so transport on narrow roads shouldn't present a problem.
That's very practical. Many thanks.
You're welcome.
more success with PÖTTINGER.